Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Celestial Winter Gaming, your place for CEDH gameplay. I'm Matt, Celestial Winter, here with another great video for you all. This time around, it's just me and some friends jamming some good old CEDH and having a blast. We're going to get to see the new Kefka. My friend Mark is playing Kefka Court Mage today, so we're going to get to see how that turns out for them in this otherwise Thrasios laden pod. Definitely an interesting one. And this game also has the largest stack that we have seen on the channel to date. At least I'm pretty certain it's the largest stack based on the amount of editing I had to do with it. So be on the lookout for that. Before we get started, though, please head down, hit that like and subscribe. Truly appreciate any and all support you're willing to give. If you want to show me more direct support, I have links to both my Patreon and my bonfire in the description down below. Head on over there and join up for some awesome rewards and check out the awesome merch. And while we're on the topic of Patreon, I have hit my 1 year anniversary on YouTube, and what a year it has been. As a way to thank you to the people who have been showing me the most support in terms of my patrons, I will be doing a giveaway for the members of my Patreon here, hopefully at the end of the month. I'm still waiting for one item to show up before I can actually do that giveaway. If you want to be involved in that, go and join up on the Patreon. All $1 tier and up members will be eligible for the giveaway. I'll be giving away some just channel merch and stuff again as a way to say thank you to everybody. So, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and see the decks we're playing today. First up, we have General Sarcasm playing the deck Rograkh and Thrasios. Second in turn order, we have myself on the partner pairing of Krark and Thrasios. Going third, we have Shenpai or Mark playing Kefka Court Mage. And in fourth seat, we have Zach on the partner pairing of Tymna and Thrasios.
Alright, well,
I'm good.
Alright, so we have our hands now.
Yep.
Wait, do we have any pre-games?
No.
None here.
Alrighty, I'll draw this card.
Alright, take us away, Rograkh.
Oh, that feels so good. Here's a Rograkh. We're so back, baby. We're so back. Here's Mox Diamond. A pitch and Alchemist's Refuge. Play Mana Confluence. Lose a life for a Springleaf Drum. Tap out, cast a Thrasios.
Yeah.
2 in hand, Passios.
Alright, I'll draw. I'm just gonna do Misty Rainforest. I'll fetch. I'm gonna grab Volcanic, and then I'll use the Volcanic for a Mana Vault. And then I'll pass.
Verdant Catacombs pass.
Draw for turn. Here's a Tundra. Here's an Esper Sentinel. Pass.
On Tapios. Upkeep, draw. Volcanic Island. We'll tap for 3, losing a life again to Mana Confluence. Groin Rights of Ilmok.
Got it.
Can I draw?
Oh, yeah, you can draw. You're in
Thank you.
4th seat. I'm not going to bully you. Good ETB trigger?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll look at the top 4. That is 3. There's 4. I get to find a creature card and reveal it. Here's Eternal Witness. And put these cards to the bottom of my library in any order. So I get to stack it. Sick. Alrighty. That's the order they're going in. I have an Ewit in my hand, and I have another mystery card that you don't know in my hand. And then I'll, let's see. Let's get in for one on the Grixis pile down there. Send Thrasios and Mark.
Sure.
You have 20 more turns. Play a blocker. Pass.
All on tap. Okay, draw. Oh man. Okay, here's a Trop Island. Here's a Soul Ring.
Esper Sentinel.
You can have it.
Thank you.
Here's a Krark. And if Meatball is good, I will be passing the turn.
In your end step, I'm gonna fetch for a Surveil land.
Someone's got to do it. You don't have Logan around to do it.
Surveil 1. I'll keep it. No, I'll bin it. It's a Mox Opal.
Okay.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Here is a polluted delta. Here's a crack. I'm gonna get a volcanic island and cast a DT. I'm gonna
Esper
search my
Sentinel.
island. I cannot pay for Esper.
Thank you.
Guys, we
Is
just...
DT good?
You're good. We just drew Zach 3 cards.
Yes. What do you want me to do about it?
Pay for Esper Sentinel next time?
No.
Here's
Hey,
two of
Matt.
them.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Damn.
Anyways. I'm
Damn.
joking.
So vicious.
I'm joking. I have found my card. I will be passing.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Here's a command tower, and here's a survival of the fittest.
Ooh.
Um, I'll move to cleanup. Gonna discard this emergent zone and then pass the turn.
Okay, so for those who don't fully understand, this survival of the fittest is actually really scary. If Zach has enough mana, he will be able to just completely turn this into a win. He can activate survival, discard any creature in his hand, go find Devoted Druid, activate survival again, discard Devoted Druid, go find Hazel's Brewmaster, and then he can cast the Hazel's Brewmaster, exile the Devoted Druid, create the food token that can now tap and untap, generating infinite green mana, and then all he needs is the Thrasios to be able to pump that infinite green mana out, and boom, he has a win. Basically, all that to say that this survival of the fittest is terrifying.
Alrighty, untap. Upkeep, no triggers. Draw this card for turn. Play this
Hey, Mark.
basic island. We'll do 1, 2, and lose a life for a third mana. Going to 37. I'll cast my Eternal Witness.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up the Alchemist Refuge. So go. Actually, I'm going to tag Mark for one more. 19
Yeah.
turn clock.
Yeah.
19.
Get him. Get him. All right. Then I'll untap, upkeep, and draw. I'll play a Mox Amber. Oh man, these colors are a little frustrating right now. I'll tap for 4 like this, and I'll play an Archmage Emeritus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zach, you would have an Esper Sentinel off the Mox Amber. I did not pay.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Thank you.
The only reason I'm saying something is because it's not a May. Oh man, that survival is scary. Mark, take 2 from a meatball.
I've taken 2 from a meatball.
I'll pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Mana Confluence. I got nothing better to do than cast a Ristic Study.
Ooh,
Esper Sentinel trigger.
Go for it.
do I want you to have a Ristic Study?
I have 3 lands, and that is it.
How many cards do you have in hand?
I'm passing on Ristic Study.
5.
Sure. What's the worst that can happen? Go for it.
If Ristic is good, I will pass.
Okay, untap. Upkeep, draw. Here's a Chromox. Gonna imprint this Pact of Negation. Here's a Windswept
Ristic
Teeth.
Study on.
Oh, I'm
Chromox.
sorry. Yes, you can draw. Windswept Teeth. Krark Pale Life. Gonna go get a Bayou. There it is. I'll shuffle that in a sec. I'm going to pay a green into Survival of the Fittest and discard this High Fey Trickster to go get a creature. May I go do so?
Yeah, go
Pass.
for it.
Here's Devoted Druid.
Shocker.
No graveyard hate that I can see. Let's just do it again. Gonna activate Survival of the Fittest, discarding Devoted Druid.
Pass.
Guys, I bet you he's getting the squirrel.
I'm gonna get the squirrel. Where you at, Squirrely? There's the squirrel. Oh, there's also a whirly tutor. I'll go to my hand. I'll tap white and blue here. I'll cast a Voice of Victory.
Jesus Christ.
Trigger.
Pass.
You can draw.
I also have to pass on Voice of Victory.
If it's good, I will pass the turn then. 6 cards in hand.
Alrighty. Dick's on the table.
Yeah, Zach literally just said, here is win with protection on the table, deal with it. So I guess we'll have to figure out some way to deal with it now because he definitely has it on his upcoming turn.
No upkeep triggers. I'll draw this card for turn. 3, 4, 5. Alright. Let's put a Thrasios activation on the stack in the main phase.
Yeah, you got it.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look. I've got to bottom that, and we'll reveal a Flusterstorm. That doesn't deal with a Hazel's Brewmaster.
Or a Voice of Victory.
Nope. I can help. Play a Flooded Strand, and go to combat. How big is Voice of Victory? It's a 2-1? 1-2? Something like that?
1/3.
1/3.
Jesus. Giant ass. Yeah. Alrighty. Hit mark and hit mark. 3 total. I have a Flusterstorm. Be afraid. Pass the turn.
Alright, I'll untap. Upkeep draw. Okay. Well. Alright, guys. Let's find out where we're going to go from here.
All right, so going into this, my only plan, my only hope was to try to find something to deal with the Voice of Victory or the Squirrel. I have an Archmage Emeritus and a Krark on board, so things are about to get really nutty. I'm going to try and do some digging. I just strap in because it's about to get wild.
I will cast a Ponder. Trigger.
Mystic.
Yes, trigger Krark, trigger Archmage, trigger Risk. A draw. I will stack it so that the Archmage trigger goes on top of the Krark trigger.
I'll have a Esper Sentinel trigger in there.
Actually, wait, did I good mark that Ristic? I'm gonna pay for both of them with this Soul Ring. Archmage trigger good?
Mhm.
Krark trigger. Evens is copy, odds is return to hand. That is an even. I will copy it, which means I will then also have an Archmage.
Yep.
Draw off of Archmage. First one good to resolve, or the copy good to resolve. I mean.
Yep.
Come back like this and draw this card, and now the original Ponder. Put them back like this. Like, land for turn. I will be bolting in this Pinnacle Bunk. You know what? I have fucking paper proxies. I'm not flipping it. It's a red land. We know what it is. Still can't do anything with Voice of Victory. So
Let's
let's
just cast spells. You
Yeah,
can do all
let's-
your shit.
so Storm is still just one. Okay. Here's a Crimson Wisp.
Trigger.
Krark trigger, Archmage
Trigger.
Archmage trigger, Ristic trigger. You may draw off the Ristic. I paid Esper won't trigger again because it triggered off the Ponder.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
You're good. Archmage trigger.
Mhm.
And now Krark trigger. Odds is return the hand, evens copy. Hey, look at that. Copy, which means I have an Archmage trigger draw.
Mhm.
And then copy good to resolve.
Yep.
And then original resolves. Okay, well, you're getting somewhere with more cards. Let's tap for 3 colorless and use one of the colorless and a red here and cast a Harmonic Prodigy.
Mystic Study.
Sure, you may draw. Harmonic Prodigy good?
Okay, so I'm just going to say this right now. The prowess triggers for the Harmonic Prodigy, they just get completely forgotten about. They don't end up being relevant like at all. It doesn't end up being relevant at all for the remainder of the game, but they should have been happening and they just weren't. We forgot about them, ignored them, what have you. They don't end up being relevant, but I do want to acknowledge that they should have been happening.
Still with the colorless floating. Cast a Desperate Ritual. I will have 2 Krark triggers, and then I will have 2 Archmage triggers. And then there's a Ristic trigger. You may draw. Arms 4. Good on the Archmage triggers.
Yeah, I'm good with everything for now. You know,
Okay.
do all the
Archmage
triggers.
Triggers resolve. Krark trigger. Odds copy, or odds is back to hand, evens copy. That's a 2. I'll make a copy, which means
Jesus,
I will get
3
2
for 3.
which means I will get 2 Archmage triggers. 2 Archmage triggers good? Alright. And then we get 3 red. And now original Krark, or now other Krark trigger. That's a copy again. I get 2 Archmage triggers. Good to go?
Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep going until somebody tells me to stop.
Yep.
And that's 3 more. Okay, we're up to 6 red. And then the original go up to 9 red. Let's cast a Lotus Petal and I'll pay for the Ristic with this. Alright. Let's use 3 of the red for an Imperial Recruiter. I will pay for Ristic.
Yeah.
Puts it in the
Yes?
graveyard like it's a tutor.
Oh yeah, right. My bad. Good on him. Yeah. Alright, I'll grab this Stormkiln Artist.
Seems good.
And then I will use 4 of the floating red, going to 1 floating red to cast the Stormkiln. Triggeristic, I'm not paying, you may call.
I'll respond to Stormkill.
Yeah.
Here's a Force of Will. pitching a cannon.
Ristic.
You can draw.
I'll respond to Mark's Ristic. Here is a Fierce Guardianship. Trigger, 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 trigger,
Trigger.
and trigger. Yes, you may draw. All right, go on the Archmage triggers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, draw 2. Krark triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Odds back to hand, evens copy. That off. So back to hand.
Damn it. He's getting
And
everything he needs. Perfect order.
other trigger. Back to hand. Okay. Still with everything back on the stack. Let's do it again.
Ristic
So,
steady.
7 was the Force of Will. 8 was the Fierce. 9 is the new Fear. Yeah, go ahead, draw. Go on Archmage triggers.
No,
No. Okay.
I'm gonna fluster your fears.
Storm is now
13
10.
of them, or 10 of them.
Storm's now 10. Ristic study trigger. I'd like more respond here. You're putting the fluster at the Fierce.
Yeah, I have a storm trigger. Can I resolve that?
Yeah, you can resolve the storm trigger.
Okay, cool. I have 9 additional copies of Flusterstorm targeting Fierce Guardianship.
Okay. I will respond. I'll crack this Lotus Petal for green and cast a Veil of Summer, which is 2 more Krark triggers and Ristic.
Oh, fuck. I have a Esper trigger off of General's Fluster in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's with
But
Mark's
it's
Ristic trigger
buried.
that Matt's
Yeah,
going over.
It's
Yeah.
buried, but yeah. Just want to call it out.
Ristic on Veil.
Yeah, Ristic on Veil is good.
Wow,
Ar-
really? Okay.
Archmage triggers.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Maybe we can deck him.
It's not a May. Veil.
Yeah.
Krark triggers on Veil of Summer.
If you guys are going to respond to Veil, you've got to just counter it while it's on the stack now. If he
I have
gets
nothing
Krark
else,
flips, then...
so I have
Alright.
nothing else, so.
Yeah, I'm full F6. I'm playing Minecraft.
All right. Evens, copy, odds, return the hand. Return the hand.
Now just lose one more flip. Everything else has gone right.
50% chance. Return the hand. Okay.
Oh my
No more
God.
green. Let's go.
So,
Now we're at Ristic and Esper.
yes, those can both draw.
Yeah, I'm not paying for shit.
Veil is at sub to 11.
Bodie don't pay for shit.
All right, and now we are at Fluster on Fierce.
Yes.
That happens.
Would you like to pay the 1?
No.
Okay. The other 10 will fizzle.
All right, and then we're at the Archmage triggers for the Fierce. Good to resolve those.
Yeah.
And now we're at the Krark triggers for the Fierce. Odds, return the hand, evens copy. Turn the hand, and turn the hand. God damn it. Alright. Scorn Kiln gets countered. I believe there's one more Ristic in there somewhere.
2 more.
Ristic from Ska and Ristic from Force of Will.
Yeah, Mark, you may draw both.
Holy hell, what a stack that was. That was nuts. So unfortunately we did kind of mess a couple of things up there a little bit, but I mean, can you blame us with how that looked? Mark already drew off the Ristic trigger for the Stormkiln artist, so they end up drawing an extra card there than they should have. I guess we'll see if that ends up being relevant. We're going to find out. And then I think we might have messed up the ordering with like the Esper and the Ristic and the Fluster Storms where those triggers were supposed to be at in the stack. We might have messed that up, but it ultimately wasn't relevant with how everything played out, so it's not really that big of a deal, but it might have got a little confusing. We might have messed up a little bit, but I mean, hey, can you really blame us with how that looked?
Alright, so I believe we are back to a clear stack. Correct?
Somehow.
Alright.
Anyways, Mana Vault, Grape Shot.
Cast a Mox Diamond, Mark, you may draw. Discard this Ancient Tomb.
Bye, Tom.
Old Timmy.
General, what lands do you have?
Noah Forests, if that's what you're worried about.
You have island, you have islands.
I have a
island
basic
and
island
forest.
and a volcanic island.
No mountains. But that's it. I have everything
Really?
else.
Really needed that Storm Kill.
No, you need to remove the Voice of Victory and hold up counterspells. Mr. I don't play Force of Will.
Yeah, I don't play Force of Will, so like... This guy doesn't play Force of Will. Okay. I will cast a Mog Salvage for free. The original target will be Zach's Chrome Mogs. I have 2 Krark triggers and 2 Archmage triggers.
Hey, can I point something out for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Esper Sentinel's an artifact. That's all.
Well, yeah, but if I get a copy, I'll swing it around differently.
Yeah. I'm just pointing it out. You know.
Ristic, good to resolve.
Mark, how many cards do you have in hand now? Are we gonna deck Mark too?
Bing bong, bing bong.
19.
Sick. Alright, well I'm not winning this game.
Good to resolve. Good to resolve Archmage triggers.
Yeah, let me know when we shuffle up for game 2.
Krark trigger. That is a copy. Copy will go, well, there'll be 2 Archmage triggers. Could resolve those.
Sure.
And then copy will go at the Esper Sentinel.
Okay. I have no response to the Mog salvages, so.
Alright. And then second Krark trigger. That is a 1. It returns to hand. Sweet.
You still have your Chrome Mox.
Yeah, you still have your Chrome Mox. It got bounced to hand.
Oh, it went to my hand. Sorry. I thought Mog salvage destroys it.
It
Well,
does. You still have Chrome Mox on
the
your
orig-
battlefield.
the
The one that
original-
was targeting it fizzled or
Yeah.
got Krarked back to his hand.
Got Krark back to hand, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The copy that resolved is what killed your Esper.
Gotcha.
So he essentially just buyback 0 to artifact destroy spell.
Mog salvage
Yep.
again.
There it is.
Target the Chrome Mox to Krark, to
tapped.
Archmage, and a Ristic. Mark, you may draw. Archmage
I
good.
have it. Yep.
Krark trigger. That is a 3. It gets bounced to hand. That is a 3. Bounced to hand. Alright, do it again. Same triggers.
Yep. That checks out.
That checks out. Mark, you may draw.
I'm gonna hold priority this time.
You're gonna hold priority this time. Okay.
Here's a force.
I
But
don't have my Esper Sentinel anymore.
I'm hurting him.
No, you're not. You're just drawing yourself cards. Shut up.
I'm
Here's a
hurting
force.
him. But I'm hurting him.
Here's a force.
But I'm hurting him.
Here's a force.
I pass.
Do you have a blue card that isn't Time Twister to pitch to it? Assuming we don't lose to Matt here, the Time Twister would be great to reset Zach's graveyard.
It's true.
It is true.
Here's this Talion pitched.
Alright. I'm getting hurt on mana. I really needed that Stormkiln artist.
Half your deck is free. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, force can resolve. That's fine.
I don't know if I've seen a game where Stormkilnars and Krark were on both on the field and the Krark lost.
Yeah. Good
It's
to
kind of
resolve
Almost
Archmage.
impossible.
Archmage triggers. Good. Krark trigger. That's an even. I will put this copy. Well, first I have 2 Archmage triggers. And then I will put this copy at the Chrome Mox. So the Chrome Mox will get blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And then second Krark trigger. That's an odd. It fizzles. Okay, clear stack. Cool.
Another wild stack down, and man, I tell you what, not getting that Stormkiln artist is really, really just hurting right now. I really needed that Stormkiln artist to be able to generate the mana I needed to close this one out. And so not having it, I'm definitely feeling that pain. So now I'm really going to have to just keep on digging to try and find my ways to get more mana, which unfortunately for me means I will be feeding Mark a lot more cards. So I guess it's going to come down to who gets to it first.
Now, what's the next free spell to start the same shit with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two Manias.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll pay 2 life and I'll cast a Get Probe targeting Mark. Trigger.
Oh.
Trigger. Hang on. I gotta think about something. So, what free mana do I have left? Because I'm starting to think that maybe I should deal with Stick.
If you were going to deal with it, you would have dealt with it 15 cards ago.
Well, I didn't draw the card that could deal with it until very recently.
Then what do you care?
Yeah, what do I care? You're right. I'm not in the mood to stop things. Go for it, Mark. One of us is winning. Archmage draws. Alright. Krark trigger. That's a back to hand. Krark trigger. That's a back to hand. Sorry, this should be at 16. Now it's going to be at 17. Pay 2 life. Do it again. Targeting Mark. Trigger.
This ad nause is crazy.
This is bigger than that, Nas. Holy hell. Let's see what happens. That's a copy. Alright. Copy. Well, Archmage triggers. Draw. And then copy. Sure, Zach. Let's see your hand.
You want me to show the class, or you just
Yeah,
want to see it?
just show the class. I'm not.
Nature's Rhythm, Seedborn, Mystical Tutor, Hazel, and Veil of Summer.
Okay. So the good news is, if we don't die to me or die to Mark, Zach
Yeah, I don't have enough mana,
does not have the mana. Alright, I'll draw off the Get Probe.
but it's not getting to my turn, I don't think.
And then next Krark trigger, that's a return to hand. Okay, let's do it again. You may draw.
Did you draw your card for the Get Probe?
I did, yes. Draw 2 and copy. Alright, copy will go at Mark. Go ahead. I have 2 Archmage triggers. Draw. And now go ahead. Stuff I mostly care about is free counter spells at this point.
So do you want to see my hand then?
I mean, if you want to run through it real quick.
Blur, Time Twister, Jessica's Will, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, Steam Vents, Tiny Bones, Culling the Weak, Dual Caster Mage, Toxic Deluge, Into the Flood Mod, Necropotence, Displacer Kitten, The One Ring, Vampiric Tutor, Essence Flux, Mox Diamond, Morphic Pool, Talisman of Indulgence, Roaming Throne, Splash Portal, and a Gemstone Caverns.
So no free counter spells.
Not a single one.
Alright, draw. Second Krark trigger. That's a back to hand. Alright, where are we at here? I draw any fucking... Still didn't draw any more.
Casting Get Probe.
We're going to be casting
That's what you
Yeah.
say. You say cast Get Probe.
I know, because I did not draw any fucking more Manyas. Cast Get Probe.
Krark says cast this Get Probe as many times as I can.
Get Probe. Boom. Mark, you may draw. Archmage triggers. Draw 2. Krark triggers. We're up to 18 Storm.
That's it?
Back to hand. Back to hand. Does nothing. Do it again. Mark, you may draw. Draw. Alright, well that's a card that I've been wanting to see for a while now. Krark trigger. That's a copy. I will draw 2. General, sure. Let's not let you feel out of the loop. What do you got in hand?
Did you win a flip?
I did win a flip.
Oh, interesting. I have a Hullbreaker Horror and an Alchemist
Alright,
Refuge.
I'll draw. Krark trigger. Back to hand. Yeah. Pay 2 more life. Get probe again. Boom. You may draw.
Well,
Draw 2. Krark trigger. Back to hand.
the good news is he
Krark
will
trigger.
deck himself before running out of life.
Copy.
Mark,
Draw.
what new cards did you draw?
Draw 2 cards. Mark, did you draw? Yeah, what new cards did you draw?
2 lands and a Chromox.
Alright, draw a card.
That is specifically why I had him in that separate pile.
This is...
Just gonna keep these out here.
Hang on, I need to get another die.
This guy ran out of fucking D20s for Storm Count.
Yes.
Can I go
Oh.
home?
I'm trying to...
Can you win the game, Matt?
It's the mana thing. If you guys would just let the Storm Kill an artist resolve, we wouldn't be in this problem. Get probe. Trigger.
I don't know. It sounds like you should just be. That sounds like you should just be better at
2
winning.
Mark, you may draw. Original get probe targeting Mark. Archmage, draw 2. Storm goes up by another 1. Krark trigger. Back to hand. Krark trigger. Copy. Mark,
What'd you draw?
what'd you draw? I'll draw 2 more.
A Blood Crypt.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
The
Did I-
cool card?
Did I pay the 2 life for that get probe?
No.
No.
Here's another one. Mark, you may draw. Draw 2. Okay. Well,
We got there.
no, but we got to a different place. Krark trigger. Oh, this is up. Krark trigger. That's a copy or a back to hand, and that's a copy. Mark, what new stuff did you draw? Draw 2.
Born Upon the Wind.
I'll draw 1 from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Where's this? All right. Let's do something different now. Use this red. Cast Rite of Flame.
Trigger.
More red.
Triggers. Yes, all the triggers. You may draw. I'll draw 2. Krark triggers. Copy. I'll draw 2. Now we're starting to get some. Make 2 red. Krark trigger. Back to hand.
Damn it.
Go down. need to get rid of this Archmage soon. Cast. Red of Flame.
Trigger.
Triggers. You may draw. Draw 2. Krark trigger. Copy. Draw 2. There's the Chrome Mox. There's the... Alright. Krark trigger. Back to hand. I gotta get rid of this Archmage now. So, go down to 2. Cast a red Elemental Blast, targeting my own Archmage. You may draw. I'm going to put the Archmage triggers underneath the Krark trigger. Going Krark trigger number 1.
Yeah.
Back to hand. Krark trigger number 2. That's a copy. Copy is going to put at the Archmage trigger. At the Archmage, I will have 2 Archmage triggers on. All 2. Alright. Archmage good to die.
Mental misstep would be cool, but I don't got it.
Archmage
So.
dies. And then I have 2 more draw triggers. Okay. Now we just need to make enough mana. Cast a Chrome Mox, Mark, you may draw. Imprint this Mystic Remora.
You don't want to draw more cards?
No. We're almost there. I just gotta do one last sort out of cards that are relevant. Sure, me and Mark gonna have one last battle before this is over. Use one of the red, cast the Rite of Flame. 2 Krark triggers and a Mystic Remora trigger. Mark, you may draw. Rite of Flame.
You keep going.
Okay.
I'll tell you if I respond.
This is up. That's a back to hand. That's a back to hand. Do it again. Go ahead.
So outside after this, you're out of red mana outside of Mox Diamond.
Correct. Go up again. Krark trigger. Back to hand. Copy. Okay, so it's back in hand. I go up 2 red. Go down 1 red. Try it again. You may draw. That's a copy. Go up to 3 red. And that's a copy. There we go. Go up to 5. And then the original resolves takes me up to 7. Alright. I'm going to go down 5 red. Cast a Krark's Thumb. You may draw. Alright, I think we can just stop. Now I can go down. Alright, I'll go down 2 more red and cast a Tavern Scoundrel. You may draw. I will go down 2 red to 1 red and use this Chrome Mox. And cast this Frenetic Efreet. You may draw. Anything, Mark?
No, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm good to pick it up at infinite mana.
You guys good to pick it up here? I do have a Deflecting Swat, a Mindbreak Trap, a Pact of Negation, a Mental Misstep, a Flare of Duplication, and a Red Elemental Blast as protection yet.
I straight up drew nothing.
Did we get there?
Yes, I got there. I mean,
Yeah, there's infinite mana presented.
infinite mana
Yeah.
is presented at this point. I have the Finale of Devastation in hand. I have Dual Caster and Twin Flame and Molten Duplication in hand. I have like 7 pieces of protection in hand.
Alright, after a long and grueling turn of me playing Solitaire, I'm finally able to close that one out. Let me tell you what, that was wild and crazy how the stacks got there. I really did not think that I was going to get to a winning position going into that turn. With what I had in my hand, it really felt like I was going to have to get lucky, and I kind of did. Hitting that Harmonic Prodigy early on definitely really was the turning point in me being able to actually fully crank out value. But I do have to admit, I did get pretty lucky on a lot of those rolls. The fact that I was able to keep that Cataxian Probe around for as long as I was is actually kind of crazy to me. But even still, that was just great to see Krark Thrasios do its thing. I am truly loving this deck, and it is definitely becoming one of my top 3 favorite decks that I have to play. I'm definitely going to continue playing it. It is just such a fun deck to me. But General, Mark, Zach, thank you guys so much for playing. As always, it is truly a blast to play Magic with these people. They are great Magic players. They are great people to hang out with. They are good friends of mine, and I truly just enjoy hanging out with them and playing CEDH. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this content and you want to keep seeing more of it, please head down, hit that like and subscribe. Truly appreciate any and all support you're willing to give. If you want to show me more direct support, I have links to both my Patreon and my bonfire in the description down below. So head on down there and join up for some awesome rewards and merch. And also, big shout out to my patrons, Nick Foles Goto 9, Sarah, and Vex M. Thank you all so much for your direct support. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.